We're going to take a look at the next stage in building construction workflow in taking BIM design data straight into the field. So we're going to take a look at the Tekla structures application, which has created a BIM model that we can see here. Straight away we see the 3D rendered version of the model. We can just take a fly through this to see exactly how this has been pieced together. A very powerful application which allows you to build up a 3D model using the individual building components and just snapping them together. It includes intelligent component design where we can actually incorporate the individual elements' properties for each separate part of the building. We'll see there's an application within Tekla structures which allows us to very quickly include the layout points and layout lines on each of the individual building components. We can see here all the red nodes and the red line work that's been incorporated onto the individual elements. These are actually layout points that can go straight into the field with the Trimble LM80 for layout. We can see each individual component here. There's some concrete footings and some columns. Each has the layout points and line work added to it. And these are 3D, so we can continue this up throughout the building. We'll just switch into the wireframe shaded mode here, and we'll rotate through the building and we'll see some of the internal components. We'll see how powerful the individual elements are on this, and if we zoom in here we can interrogate some of the properties of the parts of the building here. We can see the concrete pad, there's some bolts, the internal reinforcement. Each of these comes with its own property which allows you to very quickly create an accurate budget for your build as well as a time scale. We'll just rotate through to the plan mode here. This is essentially the view that we'd be interested in laying out on the site. And if I switch to the wireframe mode, we'll see here the line work a bit clearer. We can see all the layout lines and points here, which we can transfer onto the LM80 for setting out. So what we're going to do is export this model onto LM80 desktop. Automatically exports in the CNX format which we can use. I'll just tidy the drawing up here and we can see that's the representation that we've now got with all the components which are relevant for laying out. The point properties that were created in the Tekla structures model are carried through here. So if I switch on the names and the descriptions, we'll see here the individual reference points that have been created in Tekla structures are carried through to LM80. So we preserve the integrity of this creation here. Within LM80 desktop we can very easily perform some basic calculations. We're just going to look at a couple of these. Just select the button, we can have a look at some area calculations. All we have to do is select the nodes that have been exported from Tekla structures. We'll see we get a running total of the area and the external perimeters, which is ideal for doing takeoffs for formwork or quantities. We can do another one here on a concrete step and we'll very quickly get the area of that. And similarly we can change and do some distance measurements. All we have to do is select the start and end points of your lines to get an updated total with a bearing. Another tool we've got here, we can switch on automatic line lengths. This will graphically display our line lengths for us. So very quickly we can see each line length that we've created in the model. What we're going to do now is we're going to export this model onto our LM80 field controller, which in this instance is the Trimble Nomad controller. We just select the button, export the file, and we just select where on the device we want to save our job file. So we've got a new directory here and we just export straight to that. Now we switch to the Nomad controller and we open the job file we've just exported there. This is the original BIM model that was created in Tekla structures and exported in CNX format. This is the format that we can directly lay out from. So we launch LM80 on the Nomad, and then all we have to do is open the job that we've just imported. So navigate to where we saved it and open it up here. We get an automatic preview, accept that, and what I'll do is I'll just tidy up this drawing, take off some of these descriptions, and we'll see there's the model brought straight through which we just saw on the LM80 desktop version. We zoom in here, we'll see all the point work and line work has been carried through. This is what's been exported from Tekla structures, and we can interrogate each of the points and see the properties have been carried through as well. So again, as in the desktop version of the application, we can very easily carry out the same sort of calculations. We've got all the icons on the right hand side of the screen allow us to very quickly calculate areas, distances, bearing. So we're going to look at some areas. Just select the points off the map here. And we'll see at the bottom of the screen we get a running total of the area and the external perimeters, just as in the LM80 desktop version of the application. Similarly, we can do the line lengths. We just select the start point and the end point of the line, and we get the total length and the bearing of the line. Now, of course, the point properties that were created in Tekla structures are preserved here, and we can just switch the details back on and zoom in, and we'll see all the unique referencing has been carried through to our model. Now, all of these points and lines that we can see on the screen just now, they are now in the LM80 on the Nomad controller, and therefore can be laid out very simply in the field. So what we're doing is we're laying out from our original 3D BIM model in the field. With the LM80, data collected in the field is fed back into the BIM model, completing the workflow cycle. This has been brought to you by Survey Solutions Scotland.